This is The Huddle, presented by the Midwest Christian Boys Football Camp, otherwise known as Man Camp. Welcome to The Huddle. Hello, I'm Micah McCurry. Thank you for listening to The Huddle podcast. Today I'm joined by Evangelist Tim Booth and Pastor Dan Woodward, founders and directors of the Midwest Christian Boys Football Camp. Our topic that we will be discussing today is the WHO of football camp. Brother Tim Booth, talk to us about who should be coming to football camp.
We open it up, Brother Micah, for ages 10 to 19. And the fact is, every young man needs to come. It's not about being a football star. Many boys say, I've never played football. It's not about whether you played football. Many of our young men that come have never put pads on. It's about learning life lessons and about being around men of God that are hands-on with you throughout the day. And so, I'm a basketball player. It's just a little bit about football. It's a lot about trying to get the lessons for life and being a man of God that the Lord wants you to be. So every young man, regardless of your talent level, athletic skills, you need to come and let the Lord work in your heart. And,
Amen.
Thank you.
Amen. The men that come to this camp, of course, we had 300 and something young men that came, boys that came to camp this past year. But to think of the men, dozens and dozens, hundreds of men that come, pastors, missionaries, and evangelists. Pastor Woodward, talk to us about these men that give up a week of their year to come invest in football camp.
Well, that's what Man Camp is all about. There's a chance for a young man to interact with 100 men, many of them pastors, evangelists, assistant pastors, youth pastors, missionaries, to rub shoulders. There's not another place, and I'm not saying that because we are the directors of football camp. There's not another opportunity in America to rub shoulders with men of God for a week. And then these huddles that break down into 7 boys with one pastor or evangelist or man of God. And again, it is the men that make football camp Man Camp.
Amen. And I've often said when I'm talking to parents about sending their boy, now most camps you go to, if you get the opportunity to sit down with the main speaker, once over lunch at a summer camp, that's about all the interaction you normally get with them. They're back in their room or something. Even if they come out to the ball field, you don't get one-on-one time with them. At football camp, you get one-on-one time, sometimes a little closer than you prefer. Dennis Coral might be grabbing your face mask, asking you why you had a false start there, right? But in all seriousness, that's what makes Man Camp so special. The WHO. Brother Booth, talk to us about these men that give of their time in the last 45 seconds of this podcast.
Yeah, and Brother Woodward and I always know we're indebted to these men, but they got the heart too. They caught the same spirit in the heart and the burden to influence a generation of young men. And that's why they come. These are men that have played some ball in their past, but they made the right priority choice of serving the Lord. And they can have that influence, and we're thankful that they come and have that heart for those young men.
Amen. And if you are interested in coming to the 30th year of Man Camp, you can register at mancamp1994.org. That's mancamp1994.org. We'd love to see you there. Thank you so much for listening to this broadcast. We're looking forward to continuing this week tomorrow with these gentlemen. Thank you for listening to The Huddle. You can find more information and register for Man Camp online at mancamp1994.org. Man Camp is a ministry of the First Baptist Church in Dwight, Illinois. Join us next time in The Huddle.